Durty Talk, the podcast with Bob Fryer. Keep the conversation cooler, get it on fire from the studio room and push through the wires. Learn how the brains groove and distinguished outliers. The artists you admire who lace in walls and attire. Producers, designers, activists and rhymers. People dedicating time, keeping trends on time.
It is episode 13 of Durty Talk, quarantine edition with my man Upgrade here. And I'm happy to see you. This is the second time that we met via
my Instagram.
Yeah, I was just brushing my teeth whenever I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help on this. I didn't expect you to take the request, so like that was kind of awkward, but
I love it. I love it. I think those are fun.
Yeah, I think we had a nice intimate moment that will last forever.
I think so. I'll never forget it.
So how are you doing during these times?
It's weird. Like, me personally, I'm okay. Like, I'm all right. You know, where I'm at, I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm healthy. I got food. You know, shit like that. So I can't really complain too much with that. Especially also with, like, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm usually home most of the time anyway. Like, between making music, play video games, whatever, movies. Those are all my hobbies. But you know, I definitely miss. I mean, people would be kind of nice. You know, sometimes. You know, I didn't know if I would miss people, but you know, but obviously, like, hanging out with friends and shit like that. But I think mainly what's bothering me the most is just seeing, like, you know, the fucking psychos on the news and the stuff that I just can't wrap my head around how dumb some people are.
Yeah.
You know?
I think we're all in a place right now where we don't know who to believe, what to believe, like what the hell's going on. Like, yeah. I literally made a post today in satire and just in what I thought was comical relief. I'm like, wait, so we're getting disinfectant injections now? And I even referenced, like, I'm not a doctor. I've watched enough Scrubs to know that this isn't good. Yeah. And like, people like went off. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, it's so, man, it's tough because especially too, like, even I mean, anything right now, people are posting any article, and it's just like, here it is. This is my opinion because this article says so. And most of the people have only just read the headline. They take it, run with it. Nobody knows what's actually going on, you know. And they just
crazy.
Dig in, and just dig in these like it seems like nobody's understanding the fact that just people are dying. You know, like, it's like nobody's seeing that. Instead, it's just like, oh, well, this is a political thing here. This is this. I'm like, guys, really still?
Yeah, that's what bothers me, where everything turns to a political side. And it's like, man, like we got people dying in beds, and y'all want to, like, just back somebody because of their political party and say it's against them or for them. It's like, come on.
It's like, really still? Like, come on, guys. Let's fucking relax first, you know, and let's see. But I don't know. I mean, I guess that's how it is. It just seems like, you know, a lot of people don't really care about what's going on, but instead just want it to fit whatever they believe. And it's like, oh, this is why I'm right. This is why you're wrong. This is why. It's like, guys, can we just try to save lives instead? You know? I mean, do you know anybody personally that has it?
Yeah. Somebody on my that I'm friends with on Facebook. We became friends through a Star Wars group.
Yeah.
And he has it. In the job profession that I'm in, I don't know legally what all I can say, but we are dealing with cases of this. So I have seen it spread more than when people are like, it's a hoax. It's like, no, like I'm seeing like real shit here.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, I don't care who would be leading the country right now. Regardless, these people would be dying at this time.
Right.
like I see nothing political behind it. Like I just see like this mass amount of people dying all over the world. It's just not in the United States. So it's and what's killing me is where I see people complaining about their situation. It's like, man, like you're barking up the wrong tree because we're all in the same thing. So, some have it a little bit like little more cushion to it, where others don't. And I was like just talking to my wife. I was like, I got friends that tour and do stuff, and like you guys live off your touring, your music sales, and touring's what I would think. I mean, I'm not musically inclined or talented in any way, but it seems that would be the way that you guys survive, is hitting the road, going to venue, selling merch, and all that. And it's like I see people that I know that you know, and it's like, man, I just feel bad for a lot of people in that situation, not just musicians. And
right.
And how are you coping with that right now? Like is your fan base helping out and like being there to support you?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like, it was kind of weird because when I dropped the most recent album, the Late Bloomer album, when I dropped that, so like this is the first time that I ever even like had a project done before I said anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I really planned it out like very far in advance, constantly working on blah blah, waiting for the right time, and I finally picked a date, put the cover out or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, this is when I'll release this video, this is when I'll do this, and not knowing that building up to that point when I released it, that I was like, oh fuck, this is going on. But then it was like, all right, so do I not put it out because of this reason, or do I put it out and not really worry about, because really it was like the downside would be not everybody wants to spend their money on something right now, for stuff they don't need.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then I'm also thinking on the other hand, maybe more people have, more time to listen. So like, that's good. But then at the same time too, I'm thinking, especially once I released it, I think I released it. Jeez, I can't. What was it? I think April 3rd. I think it was.
You know what? I think that's when it was, because I remember going through thinking of the iTunes purchases that I've already made. Because it's I'll tell you now, that's a fucking addiction I have of mine. I'm just like, oh, credit card's already linked up. Bam, download. Download.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God, I gotta have the conversation. Why'd you spend $100 on iTunes? I'm like,
so, credit card is fake money.
Yeah. I mean,
fake money.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even.
Yeah, no, but it was, so like when that was around when it just started to get really serious. I think it was like around like 25th or something was when it was just like, mandatory, like kind of lockdown shit. So I was still kind of like, I don't know, well, fuck it, I'm just going to put it out anyway. I was more excited to just have the music out. But then also the other thing, it was, well, now that this is going on, not only I don't think I'm going to make much profit off it, but also I see there's so many more people putting out music, because now it's also like, well, we also don't have time to tour or do anything else, so we might as well put out projects, might as well do this. But then in the end, after all that, I was like, you know what, this isn't even about me and my project. This is such a bigger issue that it's like, what I'm worried about, is like,
yeah, but man, but what you're worried about matters to you, though. Like
true. I guess it's hard for me to think that way through like this kind of thing, because I just see it. That's why it's like, for me personally, I'm okay. Like, I actually came back from my last tour, didn't find a place, and instead was like, you know what? Let me see if I can just chill at my mom's spot for a couple months, because I was supposed to go back out on the Tiny Texas tour, which is, I think you've seen.
Yeah.
So like, I was supposed to go back out with them like June and July. So I was like, I'll just have a couple months. Do I really want to get a place? Plus I'm thinking about moving out west, whatever, all crazy stuff. But So I was like, let me just get back somewhere. And I'm really glad I did, because now I don't have like this place that I have to worry about, that I'm just like, oh shit, you know, here I am. I just put down a security deposit or whatever. So whatever. I mean, I'm, you know, making things work. It's obviously not where I want to be right now.
Yeah,
but, you know.
you know what? Like, I hear you on that. It's just like,
yeah.
When I make a post and I'm trying to limit them, I hate, even during a time like this, I hate making a transactional post. Like, hey, I have this for sale, but I enjoy selling my shit. But
Right.
there's times when I'll do like a couple posts, and then all of a sudden I have a couple other posts that are like, oh, I got hats, I got shirts, I got this, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's not why I'm essentially doing art and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I want people to have it, but it's like I really hate making a transactional post, because it just like it just makes me feel like
and it sucks. It sucks though to feel like that, because I feel like that too, and I wish, you know. And then eventually it comes down to the thing like, well, you know what? It is like your job. It's what you're trying to do. So
right?
like, hopefully people see it that way. But at the same time, I feel the same way. Anytime I put something like that out, and I'm just like, you know, I wish I could give it to you for free, but at the same time, like, shit, I just put you know, whether it's materials, whether it's, you know, recording equipment, whatever the fuck that you have to do. It's like, all of that costs money, and not to mention time, which, you know, instead of me deciding to get a, you know, 9 to 5 over here. So I have all like these, I get just like, I pick up just random jobs and shit here and there. Like I do like a dog walking thing.
Dude, I love seeing your pictures of your dogs, man.
Know, and I love it. I mean, you know, all that stuff's cool, and it's hard obviously when like I leave for a couple months, come back for a month, leave for so whatever. So that's also hard to like keep a spot.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like usually I'm just like crashing somewhere over here, crash somewhere over here. But yeah, but then so it's like, even with like the Patreon thing, which I started, which has been awesome. I mean, it is, again, that was another thing where I didn't want to start it exactly when nobody had money, but
it's good for the future. It's
you know, like, I mean, I logged into it and it said like first post 2017, and that was even when like I was thinking about it. You know, like I had it up there, and there were so many things I wanted to make sure I had in order before I started it. And again, it was like the perfect time to start it, but not the perfect time for people to play.
Oh yeah, dude, it's just bad timing for everything right now. It is, and it's. I'm trying to do the best I can to support a lot of the people that I interact with. Like you, I love those T-shirts, so I'll be getting a T-shirt off you. Like, who did the artwork for that?
My friend Jasmine Lee. She actually did. She did a lot of my stuff. Actually, a lot of my. I had this dog shirt. Which was like a dog. It was like a dog shitting sign type of thing. Like, get off the lawn. It said like, be a good neighbor. Listen to upgrade.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, she did a lot of my designs and stuff. But she's really good at, you know. I just think of something and I'm like, this is the kind of thing I'm looking for, and then she'll come up with something.
Yeah, I really like your designs, and I like Henri's designs too.
Yeah,
Like to me, it's like it's simple art, but to me, like, and I don't mean that rudely in any way. Like it's very outsider, and that's what I like about it. Like it's always dope. Like it's I don't even know how to say it. Like I see something like that, I'm like, I would wear that, and I'd get that tattooed on me. Like
right, hell yeah.
It's like the old school skate tattoos and shit like that. Is what I like.
My favorite thing that I came out with was the little the dad hat that I have that just has the little single like kind of late, you know, the like almost blooming flower.
Yeah.
And that's it. It doesn't say my name on it. Doesn't say anything, and that's my favorite thing that I had.
Is that on your merch site?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It's just the one little thing, and that's it. And so it's like, you know, those are one of the things though when I start thinking, I decided to do that kind of thing because I wanted to make something that I just wanted to wear, rather than trying to make it. Actually, pretty much with all of this merch, that's kind of what I did, because you don't see like upgrade all over it or anything. Like, you don't really know what it is unless you ask the person or whatever.
And that's always good because it's a conversation starter. Like, and that's what I like. That's what I love about it. Like, I saw all those little flowers that were like not filled in. They're just like silhouettes almost, and just said late bloomer on it. I was like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Because and it's funny too. My sketch was like, it was so bad. I used like a marker on the back of a receipt and like send it over to Jasmine. It was like, so this is my idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if this really makes any sense, but
she probably loved that, huh?
Yeah. I definitely can. I pissed her off enough to get the right thing,
No, when I get stuff like that for when people want me to do stuff, I'm like, is this what you want? Like I start asking questions. Like, I just got asked to do a painting, and I can't tell if the guy's serious or not, but he wants me to have Calvin and Hobbes wearing some Air Max 95s, basically bending over and shooting shit at each other. I'm like,
make sure you get a deposit.
Yeah, because like, that just blew my mind. I'm like, that's what, like, you wouldn't put that on your wall? Like, and I like some, what I would say not crude art, but like Forrest Walker. Like, Forrest Walker's hilarious, man. He's always drawing dicks and like with firecrackers and shit. But like, it's insane. Like with that, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But
that's awesome. Yeah.
That's something that I would not do on my own. I would have to be paid to do. Like,
right.
So,
and like that also is I actually do like custom songs for people too. Another kind of like side thing, because that's the thing too. I don't make, unfortunately right now, I don't make enough to like survive just on music. I feel like I'm close enough to being able to like literally possibly get a shitty studio apartment like just off music income, which I wasn't able to do, but like I'm getting there, close, somewhat close. What? But there's always like these random things and shit that I still have to do. But how the fuck did I bring that up? I forgot what were we just saying before?
About being paid for it, and you were saying I make the custom songs.
Yeah. So then with the custom songs, so that's another thing that I tried to pick up on, and it's cool though. But then at the same time, I get some very fucking weird requests that there was this one. This one was he wanted me to talk about. I guess they do like something when they get like a group of friends together and they all go and they take a shot in like the bathroom, like, so it's just like a bunch of them will take a shot in the bathroom, but he wanted me to do a whole song about that. So here I am thinking like, okay, well that's whatever. I can, I can think of something. And then about the second line in, I'm like, what else am I going to talk about? I'm like, wait, all right, we're in the bathroom, we did the shot. Oh shit, I gotta go. Now I need a chorus. So it's funny though. But then at the same time, what I would have never wrote. I would have never wrote that.
You know what I think you would be amazing at is like a fucked up nursery rhyme album for adults. I feel
like that's probably how you can describe my album anyway. It's just fucked up nursery rhymes.
Yeah, but it's all great though. I'm trying to think how I even came across you. And
it must have been through like Rob Sonic or something.
I would say so because you toured with them, right? Out west with him, Henri.
Oh, and Henri, and Henri too. Probably. Yeah. I was with Yeah, with Rob Sonic, Omri, and Rafael Vigilantes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was what, 3-4 years ago or something.
And DJ Zone. DJ Zone too. Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
Oh, that's right. Actually, he had your hat on the tour. I remember that because I remember how the fuck did I? Yeah, because I knew he had your hat, and I wonder if maybe like I started following you the same time. I probably was like following you while I was on tour, and probably noticed the logo. I was like, oh shit, that's what you're wearing. Because Zone was always wearing that
hat. Yeah, dude. I loved every picture he put that in because, like, I mean, like, I love seeing my stuff posted. Like, when it's not really someone giving me a shout out, it's kind of like subtle. Like they're just wearing it every day. To me, I'm like, that's just fucking dope. That's just dope.
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, I get happy. So
I have a picture of a friend took of me. I'm passed out. It was like I got drunk way too early, I'm rocking the hat. Yeah. I'm just like completely done on the couch. But
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. But again too, like that with that design on the hat, that's something that I feel like when I wore that out, people were just like, "What is like? Oh, that's a dope hat." Which that's the one thing that I felt like a lot of my merch, my early merch, which I didn't have much. Like my Chemical Imbalance merch, I always felt like a little. I don't know. Maybe it was like good for that time, just because nobody really knew me too much, so it was like, here's Upgrade, Chemical, Imbalance. Like,
yeah. You got to put it in their face.
Yeah, so it was like it was cool for that, I guess. But then at the same time too, I was like, man, but I just want something that's just dope to wear. Yeah, like beyond anything else, that you just, you have like, yeah, that's somebody's merch, but this is just a cool shirt anyway.
Well, I like those glasses you got done too.
Yeah, that was dope. That was pretty dope.
I got drunk a few times in my studio painting with those things on.
That's awesome.
And I'm still trying to figure out where I put them because, like, my daughter's that real into that.
Yeah, those were really cool. I had a lot of fun with that. I always try to find something cool to do with the merch. There was something I wanted to do with broken pieces. I wanted to get puzzles of like the album cover.
That's
cool. I wanted to do, but they were so expensive. That's pretty much my main thing. Is like a lot of times I'll think of something cool that unfortunately is like, even if I sold these at the same amount that I bought them, it's like it's still too expensive. It's just like it's too much, like. I didn't want to start charging people $40 for a puzzle. It's like, it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, like even for hoodies, I hate selling them for the price that I do because it's like, like I still got to get mine, but I also got to pay the printer, the supplier, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's why like I don't do too many hoodies. Like I've done a few, but I'm like, fuck that now. I'll stick with t-shirts.
Yeah. I did two hoodies, but the one hoodie was through Equal Vision when I was signed with them, so that wasn't out of my pocket. So, but yeah, the other one was the Kickstarter, which gave me money to buy the hoodies. So like, so that kind of stuff is cool. Like actually, I had these really cool things on the Kickstarter. It was a keychain flask, and it was like held just enough for one shot.
Oh,
and it had like this little logo of me with like 2 beer bottles and stuff, but it was like just and that was weird. That was one of my favorite things.
That's actually dope because like that's something you could just take right to work, and then when you're sitting in traffic or on your way, just
exactly.
Like I got to get home, just sit.
Pick me up,
So like, what is your process on like doing a song though? Like, are you someone like I've heard people say they do the beat first and then the lyrics to the beat, or vice versa? Like,
so I do most of the time. I'll do beat first, unless there's something that like if let's say something going on right now. Like if it's very like in my face, of just like, okay, you have to talk about this. Like right now, okay, I broke my leg, and all I can do is think about my broken leg. It's like, so I know I want to make a song about my broken leg, and now I'm just finding the right beat to it.
Yeah.
Or most of the time though, it's like the beat will kind of give me a certain feeling, and then I'll like, okay, this is what I want to talk about it through there. I have a lot of like, it's weird though. I don't really have like a set way too much of like recording. I've been trying this other way too, which I actually did for the first time over in Portland with DJ Zone, where it's like almost like I'm almost freestyling it, but just keeping what I want and then freestyling type of thing.
Yeah.
Over like, other parts that I don't have. So it's like almost like writing, but through my mic, like recording and writing at the same time. It's like, it's weird. It's kind of cool though, just because like I sometimes come out with songs that I would never have like written or even performed like that, just because I'm like right in the moment. So now if I do even one line and then I go, okay, that's a cool line, I'll save that. Then the next line, it's like, now I'm just building off of this little part instead of thinking about what the whole song's going to be.
Now, like, so is it kind of like you're going over ideas in your head and you're spitting them out like vocally, and then it's being recorded so that so that you know what you said, and then you kind of tweak it and go off like that,
right? And then it'll be like, so then I'll do that, and then I'll go, oh, you know what, I actually liked the second part, or I liked the first part, but take out the second part. It's much easier when you have somebody else recording you, because it was cool. Like I literally was like laying down on the couch in Zone Studio, and I just had like the mic, and I'm just kind of like going with it, and then I'll be like, okay, keep that, and then he's like, nope, and then he fixes it up, so then I could just go to the next thing, okay, keep that, go to the next thing, keep that, and he'll just do it in like little parts. I've only done like 2 songs like that, but it's something that I feel like is interesting. I'm always just trying. I always want to experiment, try new shit every time. So,
but if you actually save those recordings, the stuff that you take out could actually be a whole nother song. So
that's true.
Yeah, like I mean that just seems like you could almost be recording 2 at one, like in some sense.
Yeah, and it's almost like, again, it's almost like if I'm writing something, let's say I'm typing something on the computer, I'm writing out a line, and then I erase that line and I type something else instead. It's like, but instead it's just on the mic. It's just like I recorded, but then I erased it, my actual voice instead. It's a weird way. I always try to figure things out. Or, I like, even with the custom songs, it's completely different because people just give me, like, I'll tell them, give me a list of things you want me to talk about that you want me to put into the song. And then I'll, so now I'm fitting that into a beat and like, how I want it to be. But it's like not my emotions though. It's like not what I'm feeling. Instead, I'm trying to put myself in somebody else's shoes, and all of it's cool.
See, I think that's fucking sick though, because it's like that's the hardest thing to do is, at least I would think as a musician, is talking about someone else's emotions in a song. You know what I mean? Because it's like you kind of have to channel what they're going through, or what you imagine they feel like. If it's anger, have you done any like songs like that someone's like, oh, I'm gonna break up with you?
I've done no break. I wish I did. I always want. Like I told people, I actually do usually on like Valentine's Day. I'll put it out like, hey, look, you want to either shoot your shot or do you want to break up with somebody? Like, let me know. I'll put it, into a song. And so, but unfortunately, nobody ever wanted like a breakup or like a diss track type of thing to like their significant other, because that I would thrive on that. Like, you give me some shit, I'll be like, yeah, no problem.
Oh my god,
go in.
Where were you like 15 years ago for me? Because like I would have loved for you to break up with this chick for me, because I hated her.
Exactly. And that's why too, man, because it's hard to, I don't know if you feel like this too, but like being an artist, it's also hard for me to like act like an artist. I don't know. Because I still feel like just a normal person, It's like, it's so amazing when I go and I do a show and somebody's like, I remember this this one kid just being like, "This is like meeting my hero," and like saying all this stuff, and I'm like, "Wait, like what?" You know, it's like it still doesn't hit me, or I'm still just so. I mean, I hope one day that I can just say, "Hey, fuck you," because there's so many of them, you know. But I don't actually, but but like so it's still. So for me, when I first did like the custom songs, that was another thing I had to think about, like price wise. Damn, I'm like, I don't know if people really understand how much work this is. But then at the same time, I don't want to, if I just say, oh, it's $20 for it's like now, what, I'm gonna have 1,000, custom songs that I have to do, and then I can't work on anything for my own.
Well, see, on something like that, I would want to, if it was me, and I still don't even know how to price my own art, so I would still want to do it like, you know what, I want to get the serious people out there who want it. And that, because like if you start putting it too cheap, then you have, like you said, like 1,000 people that want a song. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like my time is worth more than that.
Exactly. And it's also good, and then you also start realizing too, like, I think I'm more thinking about my friend. If I give my friend my CD, it's just like, okay, cool. This is a cool CD this is a cool music you make. Not realizing though, there's other people that see you as an artist.
Yeah.
You're not just this guy over here that just my friend makes some music. My friend makes some art. It's like, no, this is somebody that I really appreciate. And then I think too, like for me to reach out to an artist I know and be like, can you make this song? I know like how much that would mean to me. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So again, like I you don't want to make it so expensive, but you also do want it to be worth your time and to make it feel, like you said, to kind of wean out just some random person, being like, oh yeah, just make this song.
Yeah. Looking for something just for fun. It's like,
they probably don't even listen to it.
Right when my daughter was born, I reached out to Kimya Dawson, and I was like, look, what would a price be for you to sing lullabies? Because I don't know if you're a fan of Kimya or not.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, I think she's such a beautiful person, and I just enjoy her music so much. I was like, I got to do this because I was playing it for my I was playing Walk Like Thunder for my daughter when she was baby, and I'm just like rocking her, and she'd go right to sleep. And I'm just there, like, listening to the song on repeat, and I'm starting to get emotional on that song. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like Kimya's making me cry, like.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she never got back to me. So, I mean,
that's because I feel like, I don't know, I never met her. I've only heard good things about
her. I met her in person, and when I said she never got back to me, she's busy. And so like when someone doesn't get back to me, I don't always take that personal, because it's like we all have lives, man, and sometimes some people's personalities in person is way different than they are online, and it was like, I'm not going to keep hounding her. It is what it is. I'm just going to have to listen to her songs all the time then, and that's just what happened, It's
it's cool. I mean, I just feel like that would be, a cool work. Like, I wonder if it's something, unfortunately, that she just hasn't seen but would love to do.
It's very good chance that she'd never seen it, because my email could have went to her spam folder, and she could have like 40,000 in there. It's like, well, who the fuck is Durty?
Exactly. That's true.
Yeah, but like, I just think that would be cool. I thought that like.
And that stuff too, like, I mean, think about it though. Then you would have that like forever, and that's something that's personalized to you. I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, even with like art and stuff too, it's just like, if I give you a custom thing to make, and you make that exactly what I had envisioned, blah blah, is bam, there it is. It's like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
this is worth more than just like this is amazing.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm trying to get at. But it's hard. Like I see as many musicians out there, and poets and everything. There's that many visual artists too, and I think it's it's hard for everyone to survive. I think a few get chosen as like, you're going to be amazing at this, you're going to be successful. And then there's a select few, like, you're going to be really good, but you're going to struggle some. You know, it's like, like the universe is so fucking weird.
Yeah, and it's tough, man, too, because then it's sometimes you're like, well, do I follow this way because this is what everybody's trying to, make money off of? And actually, you know what? I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because there's something I see a lot with art. I guess we could put everybody as artists.
Mm-hmm.
There's like these new trends that come up that the one I see a lot now is like people like mix these paint colors and like either just dump it onto like a canvas, or they have something go, but like a lot of people are doing this.
Yeah.
I was wondering from like your perspective, like how do people in your field see that?
I think so. Without me, I'm not bashing anyone's art.
Right? No, yeah, of course, yeah.
I think if you look at something like that and then go look at a Jackson Pollock, you're going to see more emotion in what Jackson Pollock was doing compared to this. I think it's very creative of what they're doing, but at the same time, a lot of people are doing it. So I'm trying to think who I was talking to, like with pop art. You have that's using iconic photos, iconic characters, Mickey Mouse, Elvis, whoever.
Right.
There can be so many times these characters or this imagery can be printed before it becomes not that cool. And that's my opinion. And believe me, I've done a ton of pop art. Fan art, and everything. But I like the challenge of coming up with something new myself now.
Yeah.
And I think it gets oversaturated because next thing you're going to see is some amazing artist doing something totally different than that. And then you're going to see all the bandwagons. And you know what? I'll probably fall into it too. Be like, you know what? I'm going to give this a try.
Yeah, and that's right.
And it's the same thing with like the spinning art with the paint on it, dropping the cups of paint to the space scenes or the atmosphere scenes that people are doing on New York Street or Vegas, and they're doing all the real quick things. I'm sure you've seen them.
Yep.
And it's like it is artistic in a way, but it's also a gimmick. It's gimmick art in a way.
Yeah.
Because what I wouldn't like about doing that is, especially with like spinning something or letting it flow, you have no control on where that paint goes. And that is cool and all, but I would like to see them do that and then put an image on top that is like Ron English style or like a Banksy piece or something like a Jeremy Fish and Alex Pardee and David Cho. Yeah. Like seeing all these dope artists like something like that with that background, I think that'd be kind of cool too. Like take it a step further even.
Yeah.
And that's just me, but that's not my style of art.
Yeah, no, it's just interesting because it's like it looks cool, I just always think, again, it just seems like, it seems like, I guess, just like in any art, shit, you think about rap too, it's like once there's this one thing that catches on, you see a lot of people go towards that and they, try to go for it. But I always find it weird when people tell me too, they're like, oh, well, you should make a song like this. Look at these people that are successful. You should do that. And I'm like, do you know how many people are chasing that same thing?
Yeah,
and not to mention too, it's like, that's not who I am. Like what all these 15-year-olds are following and going toward this 19-year-old new artist. It's like, I'm probably not going to fit in there even if I try.
That's something I got to give up to you and all the other hip hop artists that I listen to. I literally can't stand mumble rap. It's not me. It's like I like to hear someone that has some lyrics to them. Like I personally listen to lyrics and hooks before I listen to a beat because not that I'll drown the beat out, but I pay attention to what people are saying because like to me that's what you guys are really doing is you're putting your feelings down and you're giving your words. And not that someone who makes beats doesn't matter, but essentially people buy the album for the artist and what they're saying, right? So like that's what matters to me. And it's like I can appreciate everyone that's a lyricist, honestly. Like especially you too. You know, like I can't spit like you spit at all. In fact, I can't spit at all. Like I have no
rhythm. I can't draw, so. But yeah.
So like, who influences you musically?
Honestly, I'm influenced by there's definitely like, as far as like hip hop artists, there's always been people that I just feel like there's always like something to reach for. Like I'm never, and I can say this humbly, I'm never going to be Black Thought. Like somebody who is when I see somebody like that and just how effortless it is and through all these, for so long, it's just like, it's so amazing. And I feel like you still need, like, I feel like there's definitely, obviously just being an artist and whatever, you want to be like, oh, I feel like I'm the best. I feel like I'm this.
Oh, you should.
But at the same time too, I feel like you should also know that there's always room to grow. So it's like, like to keep that in mind too. That's like, you haven't reached your peak ever. Well, that's what I try. I mean, that's why
I agree with you. I agree with you.
You always learn.
Always man.
Learn something and not be too much where you're like, who cares? I'm the best there ever is. Nobody can touch me, so I'm just gonna not even. It's like, you gotta appreciate some stuff.
Yeah, because like you never know. There could be some dude out in Wisconsin in the outskirts that has this amazing vocabulary that can spit fire that nobody has heard of.
Right. And I think it's obviously good to. I mean, it's the only thing I've ever been confident in, which is why I still stuck with it and everything. It's like, so I'm very confident in what I can do and all that, but it's I mean, I could say, so people, Black Thought definitely always comes to mind. Chino XL and Tone Deaf were probably like my big like underground influences.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I remember like around high school and shit too. Like I remember discovering them probably on like Napster or something, and
that was the first coronavirus.
Yeah, exactly. That was a fucked up virus.
Yeah.
Jeez. Those were hard. LimeWire was worse. LimeWire was
man.
That was bad. But, but like, them, I think actually, because when I first started listening to I listened to hip hop because my older brother, he was like always playing. He was playing a lot of like Tupac and Snoop Dogg, a lot of like West Coast shit. I think Snoop Dogg was like the first thing that I like kind of remembered as a kid, that I remember like hearing Gin and Juice and just being like singing the chorus, having no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah, but, classic video too.
Yeah, exactly. Like watching these things, but there was something about it that I really liked, and so for a while though, I just followed whatever his music taste was, and it wasn't until I heard Bone Thugs and Harmony, which was the first group that I liked on my own, which is still my favorite group of all time, but like they were the first group that I liked that my brother didn't.
Okay.
So, and it was weird for me too, because I was discovering like, wait, I can't say, like, I can actually say no to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I do like this.
Yeah.
Like, and it was a first, because usually it's like anything he says, I'm like, yep, you're right, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
On to the next. But I was like, shit, I can't even fight this. I'm like, no, I really like this. So, I mean, definitely Bone Thugs and Harmony, fucking Lupe Fiasco, I think is one of the best.
Oh, he without a doubt.
Pharoah Monch is fucking insane.
Oh, Pharaoh.
I love people too. Like I love Michael Jackson, Prince, and I love like 80s like Pat Benatar type of stuff.
Nice.
Love it, but it's my problem with that. I mean, even like alternative rock, indie rock, some heavy metal, even like I fuck with like Coheed and Cambria and like knowing them and hearing the people they listen to. Like, there's so much that I like, but unfortunately, the only downside to it is that I don't have the same knowledge that I do as I do in hip hop.
Yeah.
Because like for hip hop, I remember for as long as I had internet, I was like, who is this? Who's MF Doom is? Oh wait, he's also Mad Villain. He's also King Ghidorah. He's also like going through all this stuff where with other genres I never really dove that deep into it.
Yeah.
To like instead it's more of just like I'll overhear something and be like, oh, that shit is dope. Like, I don't know who that is, but I really like it.
Yeah. So who was your first hip hop album?
My first hip hop album was it was the first CD that I owned.
Yeah.
First album I owned was Foxy Brown's China Doll.
Can't go wrong with Foxy.
And I don't know if I was just a little fucking perv teenager.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. I mean,
so,
I'm not gonna lie. I was with you on that. Like, okay.
Pretty sure that I just wanted to see the insert of the CD cover. You know,
who did it?
But and she was actually, I really liked her too. She was dope. But yeah, that was proud. I think that was my first. I really liked TLC as a kid too.
Oh hell yeah! Left Eye was cute.
I loved her.
She was crazy though.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, I loved her, man.
She'll burn your house down.
Yeah.
I should talk like that. She's dead. She's dead. I'm sorry. I feel bad, kind of.
But she was. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I don't know. A lot of things, like even outside of music, a lot of things inspire me. Just like I'm really into movies and video games. Like both of those, I feel like I've always been into things that kind of just like take me away from reality, or I don't know. It's like, actually, I'll tell you something really fucked up. I usually tell my therapist this. This is kind of crazy. Like, one thing there's some times where, like, because I've been in some really dark places, you can hear, like, through my music, that I've been in some, like, really fucked up places, and a lot of times, like, music doesn't give me as raw of a feeling that I need it to. Like, and if I'm feeling like a certain way, I want to hear the most depressing, like, heart-wrenching, something that just crushes you so bad. And which is funny now that I think about that as I'm saying this, like, a lot of people tell me they don't really like listening to my music just all the time. You know, they'll be like, I need a certain time to listen to this, you know, like, which then I also get. I have a lot of different things though, so it's kind of weird to whatever. But I understand, obviously, there's some music that you can't just throw this on and just play. See,
I'm that way with Slipknot.
Yeah.
I love Slipknot, like growing up and everything, and it's like when I was into bodybuilding and like Muay Thai, kickboxing and stuff, that was my go-to, man. Like, I was like, I'd turn that up and just fucking go to town. That and 20 Dead Flower Children. I don't know if you ever.
No.
As funny as this, it's. I'm kind of not. I'm a little ashamed by it, but I used to be really into ICP. Okay, and when I was in high school, like, I loved all the great hip hop artists, like, growing up. Rakim, Run DMC, LL, all of them. Like, I was real into them. But then there was, like, this odd side of me that really enjoyed putting on cloud makeup and drinking Faygo. Like I was just, like, really into it, and it's like, so, like, that just fucked me all up. Like I was all over the spectrum, and it's like I can't even listen to him now. I can't.
It's one of those things though that you see. I mean, the older I get, the more I think I respect them, and like when you really see a lot of the stuff that they do, like especially the Gathering and the Juggalos. Like at first you think, oh, this is just going to be like a Juggalo thing, and that's. But then you start seeing the lineups, and you're like, damn,
Yeah,
like,
it's
I'd rather go to this than fucking Coachella or something.
Yeah, because they get like R.A. the Rugged Man, Method Man, like they get
Tech Nine usually always there.
Yeah, Tech Nine. I think Murs has been there a few times. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but like
Danny Brown one time was out there.
Yeah,
they had like Ice-T and all. Yeah, they have really dope people.
Yeah, and I don't think it's people that necessarily associate with them, but they're going to a festival to perform for people that like their music. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think even with ICP, like whether or not like even you're a fan, like you have to kind of respect just the fact that they're a fucking insane underground force. Like
they are.
I mean, it's crazy. So you can't not respect it. You can like not enjoy it, but you have to respect what they did. And,
I don't think they're lyrically talented. I think they have those fun lyrics, like like Chicken Hunt, and like they got these catchy things. They're fun, but I think business wise, they're fucking they're insanely smart. They know how to market. They know how to find their niche and stick with it. Like they've been doing it for over 30 years now. I think. Yeah. Like there's 50-year-old juggalos.
yeah, and still loving it just like the first, and then their kids are, fucking born in clown makeup and shit. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, there's people that have had weddings where they're dressed up.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like you can't. I mean, you have to respect it. You can't hate on it. That's that's always. And they're not trying to be anything that they're not. That's always been my goal. And it's just like I always. That's why when people tell me to like do something else, like, oh, this is what you should do in order to get these, it's like if I'm completely real with myself and I just make music that I have to make at the time or whatever I decide to do, and I have all things from the spectrum of like start a diet, fucking ridiculous songs, to really depressing songs, and it's all this shit in between, but it's just always what I feel and what's real to me, and I just feel like people can not like it, but they still have to respect it. Like you can't be like, oh well, you can't be yourself. It's like, and that's what's gotten me to this point, and why I've been pretty much accepted in any kind of hip hop scene that I've been to, is because no matter what, I mean, I've had people straight up tell me like, hey, your style, when I first listen to your stuff, I wasn't really into it, but then after I see you perform, I realize I get it. It's like, okay, I see what's going on. I see like this makes sense to me. You're just being who you are. Yeah. And what can I say?
I mean, I really felt the music. Like I love the song Alive. Like I'll just keep hit like I'll let it play through. Hit another couple songs, then I start going back to it. I'm like, to me, I like that song. Like I love the beat, the music, the lyrics, like the hook and everything like that. Like I think that's a great song. Off a Little Introvert. I'm trying to think. I have my phone charging. I can.
Yeah.
Is it Endless or it's like track number 3? You know what?
I don't remember.
Fuck it. Like I was literally just listening to it. Hold on. I was like, you know what?
I'm trying to even think. It's horrible that I don't even know what track it is.
Where's that? They make this so hard. Wish I could just. Where's it? Here's the part. I'm actually we're teaching my daughter, the alphabet, and she does it pretty well, and I'm having trouble finding U on my iPhone, like the letter.
What the fuck is the third song? It's
Seasons Change.
Oh yeah.
That and Nowhere to No Here.
Yeah. That's dope. Yeah, the Seasons Change video was awesome to do. Because I was able to like reach out to everybody and just be like, oh, put something on a whatever on a card on a whatever you have.
I think I just missed that because I think I sent you something or I was gonna do it, because when this was all going on, I hit a really deep depression. After losing my job, like things just went bad, and I was having a hard time with a lot of things. And I remember I wanted to put something on there. I can't remember if I did or not. Because
now I'll have to watch it back though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
I probably didn't even know your face at the time.
Yeah. There's a chance I didn't even put my face in it. You know what? I'm gonna go look at the. I'm gonna go look at the video.
But that was cool, like I always love trying to do stuff like that. The reason why I even started the Patreon is I want to be able to. It's so fucking tough too, man. Because with social media, you can't. It's like you try to post stuff, and even the own people that want to see it, even they don't see it anymore.
Yeah, and it's I used for like a video. Like little clip I did. I used one of Henri songs. I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey man, you mind if I put this in an Instagram video? I give you credit and everything.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to use the sound and everything." And he was like, "Yeah, go for it." So I tagged him in it. Said who the owner of the song was. I get a thing from Instagram saying your video is being blocked in the following countries, or is only accessible to so many countries, and the United States wasn't even on it. I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah.
Like the social media algorithm is horrible for any type of artist.
It's just getting worse. It's just getting worse and worse. I mean, now I see people, they used to be able to do like remixes, or do like a freestyle verse, blah, blah, over a popular beat, put that out, and that'll be something. Sometimes people could get seen from that first, and then whatever, start a career off that maybe. But now, I mean, you post that up on Facebook, it's just muted,
so
anything like that. It's like,
have you any idea how they're able to do that? Because it's like instantly as soon as you put it, like does their coding has to search for sound
must
waves.
Be something. Yep.
Because it's fucking up the artists and a lot of the indie artists. And it's a shame because a lot of us use social media as a platform to make money instead of paying someone godly money to promote and stuff like that. It's like you can be your own promoter now. And that's something that I hate is because like I've done sponsored ads. I'm not against them, but I've seen when you do sponsored ads afterwards, you get dropped. It's like they got your money and they're like, well, you want to go back up, you got to pay me something, It's like, get the fuck out.
Again? It's like, really? But then it sucks because I'm like, the only way people are going to see this certain, I mean, like I'm paying for the people who already like my page to see the stuff I'm posting. It's like, no, I'm supposed to be paying for other, fine. That's fine. There's like people who are even, and you can see it because if you post something on your business page or music page, whatever it is, it'll tell you, this is how many people saw it. This is how many people, interacted with it, whatever it is. You see, like, sometimes you're like, wait a second, okay, 4,000 fans, 30 people saw my post. It's like, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes, like, I wish they would go back to how it was specifically on Instagram because it was all in chronological order and time fashion. Yeah. Now it's how many likes it gets pushed up. How many comments, like
comments and all that. Yep.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, and I have a hard time getting people comment on my stuff. It's like I don't know how. Like,
and that's why you see things you'll notice. People will post. I've even tried to do it a few times. Hey, what would you guys do if you were in this situation? Or drop this emoji if you want this to happen. Blah blah. If you want, and that's why, because they're just trying to get people to. And I just wonder if, Facebook, I guess now owns Instagram or something like that. I just wonder if they're mixing that up for the fact of they know that now people have to pay in order for them to get on top of the algorithm or whatever, just to be seen. And they're like, fuck it, we're not going to change it because now people have to pay in order for this.
Yeah, and they're making money hand over fist, man. It's ridiculous. it's all fucked up. Like I have an ad going right now to bring out like I'm doing all these different artworks now. Like they're in ink, and I just use a fucked up brush, and I just kind of like go to town at it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get traction on that. I posted one that I didn't run an ad on, and it did pretty well. So now I'm doing one with an ad to see how that's doing, and it's not doing much better than the one with that. So it's like there's also science on doing your ads.
Right.
And I'm like,
right.
Jesus Christ, like just.
And I noticed too, sometimes, man, they don't even tell you when they change something. So it's like I used to run an ad that would say, it's like, do you send this to people that like your page and their friends. And I used to just click that one, and at least people who already like my page, unfortunately, like I have to pay now for them to see it.
Yeah.
But okay, they would see it. Then all of a sudden, I noticed I would boost it with the same thing, and I'm like, how come there's not a lot of people that are even seeing it with my boosted post? And then I see now it says like, well, people that like your page and who like and their friends, but only in New York region. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So then, and then I'm like, so I have to go and take that out, and I'm like, that was not there before. Like they're just trying to do these little things. Like,
yeah, like on Facebook, you can drill down to people's income. You can drill down to what profession they are, to where they live, if they are single, divorced, or how long they've been married. I'm like, Jesus Christ,
that's
like
crazy. It's crazy.
I've actually done newly singled. Because it's like, all right, they're going to need to move out and buy some art for their walls. Like, right. That didn't work out well at all.
yeah. I know it's fucked up.
So, like, with this pandemic going on, I've read that there's going to be no concerts or festivals coming up for like 12 to maybe 18 months.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, I know as someone who goes to concerts, I'm upset over it. Because I enjoy that live show. As someone who has friends out there doing this for a living, I feel bad for them because now it's like that could be 2.5 years or 2 years of you guys not really working. Like,
right.
What would be your approach on this?
I mean, honestly, first thing is just make sure everybody's safe before you do anything. Like, bottom line, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. Like, everybody right now is in this together. There's something sobering about that thought of just like knowing that you're not the only person.
Right.
It's not like only you that's like suffering through this. Just like we're all really going through this. So, I mean, yeah, obviously some people are affected more than others, but it's like I think that's just the number one thing is like whatever it takes, make sure that shit is gone and everybody's safe, healthy, nobody's dying anymore. Okay, then we can, because I don't think anybody wants to risk that for whatever they're making for a show. Hopefully they don't.
Yeah, and to be honest, like for the shows that I go to, and I always take my daughter to Comic-Con. I'm like,
yeah, that was canceled.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like this affects everyone in every situation. And then then when I got an email saying, hey, we're gonna reschedule Comic-Con, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to that one. Like, like I don't want to be like one of those people that go, and then all of a sudden you're like, I got the Rona, I'm dead. Like it's still just hovering. Like that's a scary situation for me, and it's like, and it impacts me socially, but it doesn't impact me financially in a way. Right.
And then also too, like you think if I have a show, I mean I had a few shows and stuff that had to be canceled. Me and Rob Sonic were actually trying to plan a tour and stuff, and all these things, which obviously had to be canceled. But even if, let's say, we're thinking of it as, okay, we will get paid this amount for this show, but then also thinking too, like that show being canceled then also stops the venue from getting money, stops that bartender from getting money, stops the waitress, waiter, whoever, people doing the tickets at the door. I mean, everybody's out of that job for that. I mean, these big festivals that are canceling, it's like, yeah, obviously, we don't want to hear we don't want to hear billionaire celebrities complaining right now.
Yeah, right.
Nobody wants that, right?
Yeah.
So like, when they do cancel something like this huge event, you first see a lot of those comments of people just being like, "Oh, fuck it, well, they don't need the money anyway," but not really realizing the person doing the parking, the tickets,
like
all those people that are losing money too.
Yeah, take all the acts and all the guests and features out of there. Think about the people who set up the festival, from pushing the porta johns out and being like, we'll line them up here. Like it affects everyone everyone, and that's what a lot of people can't grasp or understand. I think, and that's sad and selfish in a way, because it's like, would I like to see some of my favorite artists come here and perform? Yeah. But I also want to see him perform in the future. So let's
with the crowd that isn't dead. With people alive, that would be nice. But yeah, so it's weird though. I mean, because of course, like, that's why it's hard for me to just focus on like what I'm losing out on, because it's just like there's so much going on and I'm seeing it affected by everybody else, and I'm more like, I have like so much empathy for everybody that it's hard for me to really just focus on, obviously, definitely towards the beginning, I would say there was definitely some more selfishness than there is now.
I think everybody went through that, but then it's like
I mean, I was even like making fun of people too and being like, if you think if you're worried about your birthday, missing your birthday, like, and you're over the age of 16, like, shut the fuck up.
But in some sense, I still agree with that.
Yeah.
I still agree with that.
Like, because what I was trying to say, pretty much, it's like, come on, it's like people are dying. Like, I don't like when I see these protests and stuff, is when I have to just like X out of Twitter, stop watching the news and stuff, because I can't wrap my head around it.
Well,
and like,
what's killing me with the protest, and I've tried to minimize any type of political post, especially on Facebook.
Right.
But what bothers me is we have a group of people showing up at a courthouse, at a mayor's office, or even a house or whatever, wearing masks, carrying guns. It's not even about your Second Amendment at all. It's not about the guns. It's about safety for the public and social gathering, trying to contain this horrible virus. When people aren't getting upset at them for protesting, but when you have someone who has been unjustly killed by a police officer, and you have people protesting for the life of someone that has lost the life, someone's son, someone's brother has been killed. It's like, then people get mad. They're like, why aren't they working? They should get a job. If they're blocking the roads, run them over. But they're doing the same thing now with, they're blocking hospitals. They're blocking doctors from doing their job and saving lives. And they're specifically targeting areas like that because they think it's a hoax, or they feel that their rights have been.
Yeah,
it's like, it's not even about that. But could you imagine if like out here there was a young boy, Antoine Rose, got killed.
Where are you at again?
Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, okay.
And we had a lot of protesters protesting that. I could just imagine if they had guns standing there because it was their right. Like, they were a peaceful protest, but they were blocking traffic. I don't like that they block traffic, but I understand it. I totally get it. I'm not
right.
But that like, that's for anyone. Like, if you're gonna block traffic, it's like that affects more people. And I get, look, I feel helpless the way that someone else did in that situation. But like now, it's like the cops don't harass them. They're not trying to arrest them. Like there's not people getting maced or violently threatened and stuff. It's like it's amazing where it comes in where a group of people feel that this is more important than someone's life. What happened to All Lives Matter? You know,
Right.
like
Exactly.
you want to cry that like it's some bullshit.
It's funny. I was just thinking that too. Like, and it's one of those things again. I'm like, same like you said. It's like, what's the point of me even putting this on Facebook? Like, I don't want to deal with this bullshit that everybody's gonna have some crazy opinions. I'm probably gonna say something that doesn't even come off the right way because I'm typing it, and it's like whatever it is. But I was thinking about that too, and it's funny also because you think about how mad that they were. That let's say, you know, again, you're just talking about, you know, I would be mad too, like if there was traffic, of course. But it's like, so imagine those people being mad because they, you know, it's like, now I'm going to be late for work, or now I'm going to be late for a movie or something. To now people doing that and people be like, no, guys, you might kill us. Like you might be spreading a virus around.
Yeah, but
like,
it's
can you please just stop? You know, it's like I think, you know, and it's crazy too, and that's why I asked you in the beginning, like if you knew anybody, because I like these people, they can't know anybody, right? That has the virus, like they or maybe they're going around just thinking like
it's the flu.
Doesn't like it doesn't matter and whatever. I mean, when I start seeing and we're seeing this from God, so many people are saying such insane things. You know, people comparing it to like cancer and these things, and it's like, how are these? And these are like experts or you know whatever, like people higher up that are saying these things, and you're looking like cancer's not contagious. Like, how are you guys putting this in the same? You know, and I just feel those. Sorry, but
no, you're absolutely right. You can't compare it to a.
I see these like recently. I saw that you probably saw it on Twitter or something like that. The lady in the park, you know, that was like the cops came up and were just like, "Hey,
she got what she deserves."
Yeah, and she's like, "Whatever, like arrest me." And I saw an amazing comment that I saw on it was something like, you know. It said something about being like very sarcastically. It was just like, you know, oh well, if you would just abide by the law, you wouldn't get arrested and everything would be fine. But you know, like it was so perfect, and it's like, you know, but I'm like, what are you guys fighting for? It's just like and they're literally saying the park is closed.
Yeah, like why would you want to take your kids out right now too? Chances them.
What do you prove? It's just to prove this like fucking stupid thing that they have in their head.
Yeah.
It's like just to show you, look, we're not sick. We can go to this park. It's like you're not helping anything, man.
No,
you're not fighting anything.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Just because you're not sick right now, it shows up late, and it's not to prevent you from getting sick. It's to prevent from spreading this everywhere.
Right.
Like that. Right. That's what it's about, and that's what like I wish more people would understand that. I would love for my wife to be able to go back to work, but she can't, and she understands that. And now, what scares me, or not scares me, but it makes me think like, is this going to be the new norm? Like people in masks.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm ready for that. I am so ready for that. To be able to walk into a bank and ask for money with a mask and gloves on is amazing. I totally just want to walk in and be like, I'm here for withdraw. Like, this is not a robbery.
Yeah, that was the time to rob a bank.
Yeah, because I'll be like, who was it? It was a dude in a mask.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I just feel like, again, you know, the same reason I don't post something like that on Facebook is because I just feel like you can't talk anybody into. So at this point, it's like people have their minds made up. Like you can't even, because if they're not seeing that, if they're not seeing this clearly about like what's going on, if you think it's whatever, you think it's this big hoax or whatever. Conspiracy. Look, I'm fine with people thinking conspiracy theories and shit.
Oh, I love conspiracy theories.
Yeah, and you can think about that while also being like, let me also stay home, like, and be safe because there are actually people dying. But,
or
you know,
or keep that thought, but have a little bit of respect for someone else who
right? You
is.
literally see, yeah, you're seeing people dead. Like they died because of this. Like it's not okay. There's no more conspiracy here. Like that's what happened. You know, my friend right now is fucking quarantined in a hotel. He's feeling all right and stuff, but you know, 3 kids and his wife at home and stuff. And like, you know, he's just quarantined up in a hotel, and it's like, what? Now imagine somebody who lost their mother, their father, whoever it is, and they're watching these people just protest and being like, "This is not real." It's like,
yeah, it's real.
What? You know, but and that's the thing is like, I just feel like it's impossible to get through those people. What else can you possibly say to them that's gonna finally just hit that trigger?
What's going to happen is when themselves or somebody that they really care about and love, and unfortunately gets to this and passes away, that's an eye opener for everyone. And when you expect it,
say it's something else though, like I don't know. It's like it's scary to even think how crazy they could be thinking.
It's strange times, man. It's strange times. Like as a nation, as a society, we can't even agree on one thing when it's black and white. Like, I've talked to a friend of mine and like and stuff like this, and we'd be like, you could put a pencil down on a table and ask 100 people, what is that on the table? 99 of those people will say a pencil, and then someone's gonna come out and say something completely fucking conspiracy. Well, we don't know exactly what it is because what's on the inside, I can't see. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ, it's a pencil. You know, like we can't agree on anything, and that's just. I find myself falling into it. Like I go through phases where I start commenting, like giving my little sarcastic comments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then
sometimes it's too much.
It's hard not to though. But like this is a hard time though for everyone, and I just want to get past it right now. Like I just want to see everybody get back to some type of norm and being able to like just survive. Because what's going to happen in 3 months if we're still like this? The economy is just going to keep tanking. Like I've heard people say, oh, they want to bring back the gold standard. That's why they're doing this. I'm like, no. Like,
I mean, also, I feel like too, if you really believe that, like, that the government, which actually, I mean, hey, I'm not saying that you shouldn't believe it or whatever. Look, everything's fucked up. I get it, but if you like are really diving deep into this thing of like the government is killing off people in order to do this, then I feel like you're never safe. Like if you know, like there's no, you might as well just worry for the rest of your life.
But like, people don't want to listen to the government for this, but when 9/11 happened, it's like, do what you're told, do what your president says, do what your governor says. This is America, love America. But now it's like we have people dying that have surpassed 9/11. And I'm not downplaying 9/11, but I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
It's like we've lost how many people that have died. It's like, what happened to that? Love America, respect your president, love your president, your governor, your law officials, and everything. Stay home and listen to them. Like, no, they're not doing that. They're waving the American flag, the Trump banners.
I don't think they know what they're even protesting anymore.
Yeah. They're like,
I really don't think that they even like get what's going on.
Yeah, like there was a group of people at a Baskin Robbins, and like this, I forget what this lady had on her thing, and I kind of like on my phone erased what she had, and I just like wrote, "Anal sex makes me fart," like so. like we're just like protesting for everything at this point, and anything. It's like, I can't have 31 flavors. Like fuck me.
Crazy. It's fucking crazy. It's sad. It's crazy as well. But like those are the things that, I mean, that starts getting to me just because like, you know, it's like I'll see stuff like that, and I'll go to my phone, I'll go to my like ready to even type or text whatever, you know, to like type stuff, and I'm like, what? I can't even do this. You know, it's like it's too much to even process. So I'm like, what the fuck can I do, man? This is just too crazy to even get like, where's the Curb Your Enthusiasm music gonna start playing somewhere? Where something has to happen. Where's the hidden cameras, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, fucking Ashton Kutcher gonna pop out. You know.
Yeah. Like, and then it's like, okay. Thankfully, that finally that makes sense.
I got blocked today on some girl's post because she was like, "You guys are twisting what Trump said and everything," and it's like, she was like, "You need to do your research and blah blah blah." Like, I laughed at it because she's calling everyone idiots. It's like, well, like, did you not listen? And I'm not using this to bash him because I mean, I think you know where I stand on that, but it's like,
yeah,
I think the comment was like thinking out loud at the worst time possible when he's being recorded. It's like did you just say like disinfect like like
and what's that's and again another thing where when you see like people having to like actually stand up for that and like be defensive on his part, but like no, that's like it's like what the fuck are you defending? Like why do you care that you can't just say like yo this was a ridiculous thing that he said? Like you can't just go and just be like okay yeah that was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like keep going.
I was asked. They were like, "Do you really think he wants Americans and people to inject bleach and disinfectant?" No, I honestly don't think he does. But when you say something like that, it comes across. And you should have probably had a meeting before of what you're going to discuss to the people.
Yeah.
And brief them on. And when you decide to say some shit.
And also, if anybody else said it, that they weren't, you know, a fucking... you know, completely up their ass, like they would have so much shit to say.
Yeah, and
just, again, you know, they're just trying to defend. They have to because you know they have to be right.
Yeah.
No matter what.
And look, even if Obama said that, I'd be saying the same thing. Be like, look,
like,
man,
oh, shit was crazy. Like,
like, listen here, Barry, you shouldn't have fucking said that. Like, and that's something that bothers me. It's like, how can you be?
Political stuff is scary, man.
Oh, it is.
It's you know, I've never felt more of like a divide in the country since I've been alive. I mean, you know, just like how much people are. It just seems. I mean, yeah, it's scary.
It's scary. Insane. It's totally insane. It's like there's no more thinking like, all right, this side, I agree with this, but not this on this side, and I agree with this, but not this on this side. It's like you have to agree with everything, Democrat or Republican. It's like that's not how I'm wired.
Exactly, and that's why I don't. That's why I'm not an expert at all in politics. That's why I don't talk about it because I can't. Look, sometimes I'll say something that maybe I don't know the past 100 years of history. Why, you know? But I'm just trying to be like. I'm just trying to be a human in this, you know, like, can't we just be, you know, yes, this is cool. I kind of agree with that thing. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. But like, I don't think we ever will, but if we could just get rid of like a party that, or like Republican, because I really feel like everybody is just completely split and it's so strong to the point that like, I don't even know what people are fighting for anymore. You know, when you just see people, it's like just out of just being able to prove their point. It's like, wait, what?
Here's the thing. Like, I couldn't stand George Bush as a kid, like as a president.
Right. Yeah.
But George Bush, the man, he's kind of funny. Who cares if he's a war criminal and stuff like that? I'm not saying like who cares, but put that past. Like, but he's someone I could sit down and have a beer with, and he would make me laugh because of the shit he says. Like I thought he was more down to earth than anything. You know, like same with Obama, but now it's like we have creep after creep. that want to run for president. It's like.
Yeah. And then that's crazy too when you look at that and you're just like, this is the best we got.
Yeah, I want to know who's passing out the fucking crayons for the application.
It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. And again, it's another thing too. Like, I don't know if you see like Cuomo, in New York, he's giving really good speeches, and it should just be left at that. Like again, I don't know all this shit before or whatever. He's giving good speeches that are just making people feel a little bit better, whatever. He's being real about it. But there's just other sides of just, people again just saying like, oh yeah, well, he's also this and he's this. And I'm like, we're not going anywhere else with this. We're just talking about what's happening right now. Look, like that's it. That's all it is. But you're going into this. Yeah, well, if he runs for president, he wants like. I didn't say anything about him running. I didn't say he's doing a good job at this.
Yeah, people just take it to one level where it doesn't need to go. I've done it in the past. I really have, and it's just scary. Like when are we gonna hit like a purge? Like that's gonna come.
It's still, even this situation going on, it's like still very surreal to me to like even like really like wrap my head around like what's actually going on. And then realizing too that like that's not, if a purge happened, I don't even know if I'd be surprised at this point.
I'd be like, okay, all right, I guess
I would just be like it's, I don't know when it's gonna like actually click. I mean, it definitely has, obviously, in the sense of just like how crazy it is, but just, it's like I've watched movies on this, like I've seen, this is not, I didn't, it's just so crazy. And just seeing like, again, seeing the people that are in charge of the country and seeing this side and these protests and things going on, it's just like, where the fuck are we right now?
Like, what? This is why I've been watching nothing but like Star Wars and Moana. Like right now, we need a Maui. We need a Moana. Like,
I mean, and also this is a perfect example of why things like video games and science fiction and shit like that is so important, because you have to get out of what's going. Like sometimes you need an escape, and you need to get out of this. Like, fuck it, it's too much. It's really just too much to even process.
So like now I'm working from home, right? And I'm like, I'm so used to going out, and now like I have some small difficulties at home, like working from home, and then I start hearing my wife upstairs, like discipline the kids a little, like telling them to calm down, teaching them, like she's now mom, teacher, and everything else, and I'm like, I could sit here and complain about the noise that I'm hearing while I'm working, about the situation that I'm in, that everyone else is in, or I can embrace it and focus on time with my family. Like I go up for lunch every day. I have lunch with my family.
Yeah,
I can't do that at work. And now it's like that's going to be hard to get back to a norm when that happens. So it's like for me, I'm trying to focus on the good things, but also try to focus on like being a better husband, a better father, a better friend.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Like I'm trying to find the good things in it, and then like learning more about myself too, because it's like what really matters. Like if this was like back in February, I would have probably spent a lot more money on toys, music, and art supplies. Now I'm like, I'm gonna make $1 stretch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm learning how to save. Like,
yep.
And that's important to this time.
Yeah, that's very true. Also, I mean, shit, man, all that. I made like a joke about it. I posted like a stupid video on Instagram and stuff. But there's sometimes too, like, for me, this is not an inspiring time. Like I know a lot of people are kind of like, you know, because this is new to them.
Yeah.
A lot of people it's new to be like, oh, I have this time to like to work on things that I want to do. So now, oh, I can read this book. I can, do this workout that I've been wanting to do. But like for me, my workstation has been the same spot, but now I just am so enclosed that I'm like, I'm going to go insane. And now I don't even want to look at it because I'm just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And it's like that weird balance. But then I also have to tell myself too, like, look, if there's a day when all I did was just play some video games and I didn't get anything done, it's like, you know what, just be okay.
Yeah.
Let yourself do that.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay to be vulnerable at times, and
just
lazy.
then that makes me feel like now all of a sudden I'm back and being like, damn, am I not working hard enough? Like, wait a second, I've been working so fucking hard for the past how many years, and it's like, okay, I woke up late today, like, and I'm just like shit because oh my god, I should be doing this, but it's not an inspiring time. I mean, at the same time too. Got another EP and shit. I'm doing like there's a lot of things going on.
Well, I'm anxious to hear the music. I really am.
I have something cool coming out with this guy. I met him out in Portland with DJ Zone. He like recorded with him. He also did a lot of like battles and stuff online. And he when he was battling, he went by Everybody Knows was his name. And then he's Asian Kwan is what he goes on with this, but and we've like I really like doing weird like I kind of like when I'm finished an album, I like to kind of get away from like that that because like I feel like when I'm in album mode, it's like really like digging deep into what I'm going through and stuff like that. But like this, I feel like I'm almost like a different character. It's like so weird and out there. That's cool. I have like another project that I'm working with somebody else on that's like super, different and shit. And I really like doing that before I kind of come back to like, okay, maybe I want to do another album or whatever I decide to do. So that kind of stuff's fun. But
well, yeah. Let me ask you this, since like social media is everything to 90% of the world.
It is.
When you started posting and you got a notification of so-and-so started following you, who was your like, oh shit, they're following me? Like who was your like yes?
Well, probably a couple of the it's like a few like cam girls and stuff.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, man.
That's pretty cool. Although I will say, one thing that's pretty cool. I know. Actually, because I don't know if you heard the dog shit EPs.
Yeah.
That we did. The producer of those produces for Cage.
Oh, nice.
Like they do like Sam Hill together and stuff, and which is like it's like a Cage project, like a separate thing, whatever it is. But to see like Cage started, well, at the time, I don't know if he still is, but he started following me, and like that was just cool in the sense of the same way like when I toured with Rob Sonic and like going to a show that him and Ace had with Homeboy Salmon actually too, and Homeboy Salmon, I'm like a really big fan.
Fuck yeah! All right.
So like I was, it's like I remember I was at there was this big sorry, I'm going all over the place. But
no,
I was
go
at
for
this
it.
festival called Rock the Bells, which is like super just fucking amazing hip hop festival. And I remember Peter Rosenberg being the host, and I was in the crowd. I was near like the paid dues stage. I was like kind of near the gate, and he's just like, oh, blah blah, like talking about to introduce the next act. He's like, yo, before I do that though, he's like, shout out my man, Homeboy Sandman in the crowd, and he's just in the crowd, just like yeah, and he's like, yo, come up here real quick. He jumps on stage. He's like, yo, spit something for him, and Homeboy Sandman does is like, it is what it is, and he's doing this, and I'm like, who the fuck? And then he's done, boop, jumps back in the crowd, just starts rocking with the next person that comes on stage. And that was before, I mean, at least that I know of, that like before he was like as known as he is now, I guess, like, and I just remember like when I heard him, I was like, nobody sounds like him. I can't tell you a single person that sounds like him, that raps like him, that flows like him.
He's
and it was
disgusting.
so amazing to me, like, so in a sense, just knowing that, like, I toured with Rob Sonic, and then they're just like, like him and A$AP Rock are just like, oh yeah, you're like, what was your name again? It's just like, oh yeah, like I saw that you and Rob were blah blah. So like just the fact that some of these people know, even are aware of me,
yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Just thinking like way back of me, kid in high school, listening to these guys on my Discman and stuff. And it's just like,
yeah. See, some of the people have said like, don't ever meet your heroes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like I've literally been like in conversation form through the internet, almost like how we are with Homeboy Sandman, and it just took me sending him an email. Hey, I'd like to work with you or do something, like I love your music and stuff. And he was like, well, send me some stuff. And then I ended up doing a cover for him for, he had like I don't want to say a podcast, but like almost like a playlist thing that he curated. And it was called The Cure, the Curator or something like that. So I did something like with that. And then he started following me. And then he's like, every now and then he likes one of my photos, he'll comment, and I'm like, oh, because like when I saw him perform in Pittsburgh, like I was like, oh shit, like there's a lot of people that sound great on CD, but then you hear them live and you're like it's not that they're bad, they just sound different.
Yeah.
Like hearing him live is better. Like I prefer a lot of people better. So like it was real cool like when he started following me, and then like when Rob Sonic started following me and stuff like that, I was like, oh man. Because like every time I see Rob, I always walk up to him and say what's up. Like he's a really cool dude. Like
I it's funny when we toured at first, like him and DJ Zone ended up being like they had their own separate car.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one time where I think like Henri was bringing his girlfriend or something, and it was like, oh, the van's gonna be kind of full, and I'm just like, oh, it's all good, like I'll just go ride with them. And like then we all started hanging out, and like we were just all fucking dying laughing and like getting along, like, and then that just kind of built up. I mean, now shit, he's like, I consider him one of my like good friends, you know, like him and DJ Zone I stay in contact with all the time. I mean, Henri too, and Raphael Vigilanix, like I definitely keep in contact with them too. But like, just I think that's I guess I don't really get even when I met like Homeboy Sandman, or I see something like Cage followed me, or even knows that I exist or something like that, it's like I definitely say it's a little different than maybe if I was younger. Like I don't really get too starstruck type of thing, but it's more just like I actually kind of, it's almost like I get this like sense of relief of just like I've been working so hard to like get to even be close on these people's radar.
Yeah, right.
Even like in the same conversation, like, oh, you know who I am? Louis Logic actually was in the crowd because he's good friends with E-Sid, and I went on tour with him a few times and stuff. And I was talking to him, and I remember too, I got off stage and I saw him, and I was like, because the one problem I have too sometimes is like I won't say something of how I feel because I don't want to bother somebody,
right? Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll like see someone, I'll be like, I'll just, I don't want to bother. But I see Louis Logic. I'm like, you know what, man, fuck this. I'm just going to tell him. And I'm not going to come up to him as like screaming, but I was just like, yo, I wrote like a fucking high school report on one of your songs. Like, I just want to let you know, like, you want to, listen to you all the time. Like, just want to let you know, whatever. And when I said that too, and I'm just like, just want to let you know, okay, lit. And he's just like, oh man, like, oh, thanks so much, blah blah, talking. And then I even get to like know him a little bit too, like at other shows and stuff. I meet him, and I think it's just cooler too when you see artists like that, and then you almost stop seeing them as like you just see them as like a good person.
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean, even Josh Eppert, drummer in Coheed and Cambria, I go to their shows, and I mean, you're looking at the crowd, and you're seeing these people just sold out crowds, just screaming and stuff. When I first met him, like, because he had like a side rap project type of thing, but and we like did a show together, and before we even decided to like do anything with music, it was more of just like it organically happened because we were just so cool.
Yeah.
Having a good time and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. It's kind of like me and Sadistic. Like, I'm constantly in contact with him. We play video games and shit, whatever, online. And it's almost, and then every time we even like mention something on if we come in contact in any way, people are just like, you guys have to do a song together. And it's like almost like we haven't even thought about it because it's like, oh, we're just hanging out. Like, don't we?
Yeah, you're just being homies. You're not even thinking work wise.
It's which is cool. I mean, obviously, like on like a fan aspect, it's like obviously people want to see certain things, but just that's what makes me, that's what I love about it. It's just the fact of like seeing people that are just real people instead of them, being like this, whatever, stuck up, whoever you want to think. And it's just like, because I'm not that person at all, and I don't think because I don't know how to act like that.
Yeah, see, I've been starstruck twice. Once with Jeremy Fish, and I actually ended up chatting with him, which was really really dope. And we message back and forth. I'm not saying we're friends, but I like to pretend we are because I just love his. But I was in Cincinnati a couple of years ago. Seeing Dibs, and he was like, why don't you come out, we got Aesop's coming. Well, he was like, we'll come backstage, that's where we're gonna be. And I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't belong there. Like you all have a history, like
yeah.
But like I went backstage, and I wanted to talk. It was like him, Zone, Sonic, Open Mike Eagle, and Slag was there, and it was like I just shut the fuck up and was like, I didn't want to be that fanboy, like being like, oh my god, I love this song, like going off. Right. I just like watched him interact with his friends, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think there's got to be some kind of like respect that because that's how I always felt. I never wanted to like bother people. Especially now, everybody's just right away, like, coming up for a picture, do this, blah, blah, and then it's like, well, if the picture never happened, but then I started realizing, too, like, am I getting this picture for myself, or am I doing it just to post up, just so I can get people to say, oh, shit, you were at this place, you were with that guy.
See, I actually have a photo of being in the back room with Ace and all them. I've never posted it. Because I felt that is his private time. That's everyone's private time. Off stage, they're not working. I didn't want to post something that seemed more private, and I didn't want to someone be like, "Oh my God, you let him back here and he's just posting it." Like that's not cool. So I never did that. And then a few years ago, Henri, Asfate, JF, Ninja Face from Grayskull, Simple Steven, and Goldini Bagwell were all coming through. They stayed at my house, and I didn't take time to do a photo op because I wanted them to feel welcome. I wanted them to feel at home. Like my wife went out the night that they were gonna come. She bought them all pillows. She went and got like this whole spread of food, and then in the morning she went and got everyone Starbucks. So like we wanted them to feel at home. Like because she had to buy pillows because we didn't have enough. So she was like, I'll just get them each their own pillow. So that's what we did. We gave them pillows. And it seemed like they really liked that. They didn't come here and get fanned. You know what I mean? Because like in the morning, Henri was like, so I hear you're something of an artist. Can I see your stuff? And I was like, yeah. And he came down and I had like idea pieces, Aesop pieces, slug pieces, like I was doing a bunch of different fan art, and he was like taking photos and he was texting them to Aesop.
Yes.
And I actually tweeted to Aesop. I was like, hey, did you like those photos that Henri sent you? And he was like, no, I hate them forever. I was like, oh man, but I was like, that's such a funny thing, you know?
Yeah. No, and that's what's funny too. Is like even thinking, you know, it's funny because me personally, I want every motherfucker that knows who I am or anything, take a picture, post it, put it everywhere you want. Like, tell me how much that, you know, whatever. Like, I obviously love that, but you know, I overthink those things when it's not me. You know, like I'm thinking on the others. I don't want to bother them. I don't want this. And, but it's like
that's how I am.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck it, man. Tell me. I would love to take a picture. I would love to do this. Like, you know, but again, I can't say that it's on their level, so I don't know that, you know, that you.
Well, I mean,
with that, you know.
But there's obviously some personality differences. I think some of those people that I've mentioned is very introverted in a way, very already secluded. Like they have their own space. It's like you can only have so much time in that space, and then it's like I need to be like away from everything. Like that's kind of how I get it.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to do this, man, but we've been going for a while, man. Yeah.
We definitely have.
Now that we've had this long talk after our Instagram live share with me brushing my teeth, and I think my shirt was off. I don't know if we're in a relationship or not yet. You know, I think we're in the beginning stages of that.
Yeah, this is the it's complicated.
Yeah, it's like you hang up first. I'll hang up first. No, you hang up first.
Nah, shit, man. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we jet, please tell anything that you have coming out about Late Bloomer. I'll let you do it.
Yeah. Just dropped Late Bloomer. That's definitely still brand new, still amazing. It's the first project I did 100% on. I did the beats, I did the mixing, I recorded myself. I had to really prove it to myself, and you know, had to make sure that I could kind of. I didn't want to rely on anyone. I did the video dead at 30. I shot and edited that. So yeah, definitely check that out. And then there'll be a lot of cool side projects, EPs, whatever the fuck I feel like doing.
Nice. Well, I got every single link that you gave me, I have on there, and it's going to be in the description. So I am going to encourage everyone to go in there and click on something, buy something, support you, subscribe to your Patreon. I think aside from making music, you're definitely a dope person, like with personality, and I definitely want to see you survive and keep doing what you're doing. So whoever listens to this, watches this, please give what you can to him, so he can keep doing this. And if you guys do a Rob Sonic upgrade tour, come through Pittsburgh. You'll get a spread here, man. Like, you got a place to stay. Yeah. I got big dogs, man, and I know you'll love them.
Definitely. Yeah. I just need a dog bed. I should just tell them to make room.
Yeah. I got a 140-pound bull mastiff and a 65-pound pit bull. So
love it.
Yeah. So like I wish you very healthy times coming up, and please stay safe and enjoy those cam girls.
I will, man. I definitely will. Yeah, man. Likewise, though, to you and your fam, stay safe and everything.
All right, brother. Hey, I'll definitely have you back on, man.
Yeah, for sure. Keep in contact always.
My man. Peace out, man. Much love.
Later.
What inspires the movements and refuses to fold? The allegories and all their glory now. Don't be snoring, grab a coffee or a brew or two and open YouTube. Check out what I do, you can like and share it too. Show it to your family and every person in your crew, and put that subscribe button to use. Durty Talk, the podcast, brought to you by my man Bob Fryer, aka Dirty Art. Check it out.